and must be dealt with. Now, how did they deal with it the last 20 years? They dealt with it by ignoring it and doing everything they could to reject it. Another good sign of what's going on now with the climate, if we just remember those of us who watched the Fox News Republican debate, there wasn't a single question on there about climate change. Lots of questions about reducing taxes for the rich, lots of questions about starting a new war, lots of questions about reducing jobs and reducing health insurance for the poor, but nothing at all about the climate. And if we take a look at that, the individuals who are speaking there represent the majority in the House of Representatives and almost the majority in the Senate. Now, climate change, as we know, is here to stay. It's pretty evident. We just have to take a look around us. We've got massive storms, forest fires, we've got droughts, heat waves. All of this is happening right now. We take a look at California and the droughts that they're facing. We take a look at the forest fires there. Coming in yesterday on the news, I heard that the U.S. Army has now actually been called out, and supposedly today, was starting to fight forest fires. I mean, maybe that's a good thing for our Army. We should be doing, instead of fighting wars, maybe we should be fighting forest fires. I don't know. But anyhow, that just shows where the burden's going. We look at Norfolk, we look at Miami. Every single storm nowadays that comes down there, there's flooding. So it is a serious problem. June was actually, according to the National Oceanic Atmospheric Association, was the hottest June ever on history. And they're saying now, based upon the first 6 months in 2015, that 2015 again will be the hottest year on history. Now, not for the United States. There are some climate deniers. We have climate deniers here that like to cherry pick facts, and we'll probably pick out the fact that it's not the hottest year for the United States. But we're all residents of planet Earth, and it is going to be another hottest year for planet Earth, and that's something that we all need to be remembering. What also is going on right now, when we look at our government, I heard coming in the news today that there's some proposed methane rules that are being released. Methane is also as much of an issue as carbon dioxide, but already the industry is saying they don't want to have rules or regulations. All they want to have is voluntary compliance. And we know what voluntary compliance is by the fossil fuel companies. All they want to do is create what they call jobs. They're about to do some drilling. There's 2 test wells that they're going to drill in the Arctic Circle, and then the big one will start next year, 8,000 feet below the floor of the Arctic Circle. We have never, ever done anything about that. They had to wait till these test drills so that they could get a cap in, that the cap was supposed to be there in case there was an accident. Well, what happened with the cap down in the Gulf of Mexico? You know, it didn't work, and that was only about 5,000 feet. So we got some serious problems, but you know, they keep saying jobs, jobs, jobs. But one of the things I always say about fossil fuel jobs, that fossil fuel jobs are dead-end jobs. In the end, they're going to leave us all dead. But what can we do? You know, we're standing here. This is one of the things that we can do. As David said, we can continue to meet monthly or some other periodic time and make our voices known. Not wait for government to do it, but to do the rallies ourselves. All of us can go to Board of Supervisors meetings, to City Council meetings. We can go to the General Assembly when the General Assembly is in session and attend the meetings and let people there know that we are in opposition to a lot of the platforms that they're doing. One other project that's starting to happen right now is called RGGI, which is the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative. This is a program where states get together. 9 states already have gotten together and they voluntarily are setting carbon caps. Tried to get it through Virginia last year. It actually got out of committee for the first time. It didn't get off the floor of the House of Delegates. A number of localities now are actually approving resolutions asking for it to be approved this year. Charlottesville is actually approved. They were the 2nd locality in the state to approve that resolution asking for RGGI. But to support RGGI and to support other operations like that, that is what we can do. What we can't do is just sit back and wait for somebody else to do it. Because folks, that ain't going to happen. Climate, there's a new climate now. Climate change is here to stay. We used to have, if you would take a look at history, statistical trends, and we call that climate. Well, it's changing every single day now. No longer climate change. A lot of people are starting to now say climate disruption because our whole total trends that we have are disrupted, and that is here to stay. So all I can say again is thank you all for coming out, and hopefully we will continue to put some pressure on. Hopefully some people will help at 5:30 going down to 2nd Street. I mean, there was one time before we sat down or stood up here and we walked down the mall to, can't remember the place down there, restaurant halfway when the governor was here. Did he stop and talk to us? No, he shot in the door and he had his security come out to stop us in our tracks, and we couldn't talk to him or get close to him. So we stood outside and made a little commotion. But then again, he slipped out the back door there too. So, you know, we can't look to the government, so we do look to each other. So with that in mind, thank you.